Stand by for countdown. Prepare audience for maximum impact. Full immersion begins in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ziki na mopa, maisha ni ya ghetto, msaliti ni petro, sharia muna kwao, wazimu pia na hao, furaha sio mfano, ukabila ndio kwao, hapo nishafika, ukweli na hakika, kadiri na shika, furaha kwa lahiki, ndio kwa mashabiki, baji kuziki, beef na fiki, hit na dhiki, muda muna wiki, mimi na himziki, split ni mukiki, tafuta ziki, kwa makini mfulisi, mchima na sili, feel me.
Don't you know we're talking about a revolution song? Don't you know, talking about a revolution song? Don't you know, we're talking about a revolution song? Don't you know, talking about a revolution.
Greetings. I'm Taalik Cox. I have the pleasure of speaking with Taalik, Ibn'rad, and he has a movement / ministry by the name of the Reality Temple on Earth. And I had the pleasure of speaking with him for several hours today. And I think it's only fair that I do a reaction video to the conversation. And the conversation was on various topics, which was basically centered around African quote-unquote consciousness. And he was a real deep brother, very down to earth, very approachable. He didn't carry himself like a know-it-all. Someone you could talk to and really listen to you. It was such an honor to finally meet somebody over the internet that has an ear to listen, and not only an ear to listen, but will take full action on what they stand for. And I appreciated having that conversation with you, and I do look forward to working with you.
All right. Welcome to the show. This is Talk Real Solutions. And I'm your host, Tyrone Thompson. I want to thank you for tuning in to the show. Real Solutions. And I'm your host, Tyrone Thompson. I want to thank you for tuning in to the show. Today is
I was just thinking, and I do a lot of that. Some of y'all need to try thinking for a change. Instead of just opening your mouth based on emotion, think about some things for a change. I was thinking about this activity or ritual called marriage. And as I began to think about it, I'm wondering, what really is the benefit? I see the benefit it is to a man. But in marriage, I really don't see the benefit of marriage to woman. And the reason why I say this, well, I'll give you an example. Marriage, in my opinion, and the way I'm looking at it, to me, is just a way to control a woman. It's a form of slavery. So that a man can have a woman and she becomes a voluntary slave because I love you, but there is no benefit to you if you really look at it. I'll give a couple of examples. First of all, look at all the work that a woman is expected to do. She's expected not to work a job. She's supposed to just stay at home, cook, clean, run the errands, watch these children 24 hours a day. She never has a day off. But when her husband come home, he can relax. He only work 8-10 hours a day. And he can just chill out, get a beer, drink beer, and get a beer belly and burp. And she washes nasty underwear and socks. When do she get a day off? And then he complained because the food was not on the table when he thinks it's supposed to be, and it wasn't cooked the way he thinks that it's supposed to be cooked, and complain and all this other madness. What is required here, the roles are not equal. And what is expected here is not equal. And then within the confines of marriage. Now, I want y'all to listen to this. Because maybe you never thought about it. Especially women. Now, I want y'all sisters and women in general, I want you to listen to this and think about it. Because some of y'all have been through it. Within the confines of marriage, you are expected, whether you like it or not, to give this man or perform your womanly duties. In other words, you can be tired, you can be angry at your husband, whatever, but you're not supposed to deny him sexual gratification. So you voluntarily lie down and sexually gratify this husband that you are angry at, or you don't feel like messing around. And let me tell y'all women something. There's nothing wrong with not being sexually engaging. In nature, males, if they have to wait around for days, they will wait for the female to ready herself, or she wants to have sex with them. There is no pressure. They just wait until the female is ready. And then there's no, you live in this society, I don't know where this stuff comes from. Then you want to have sex for hours. And they run around, brag around. Man, we was having sex for 2, 3, 4. We was having sex for a whole straight week. We never got out of that bed. What is, after a while, it's not even sexual gratification. What are you doing? You some kind of machine? What? This whole thing y'all thinking is bizarre. In nature, there's sexual copulation. Then you go about your business. Ain't nobody gonna sit around 3 and 4 days and all this other crazy stuff and sitting around, and the whole thing is crazy. It's insane. We live in an insane, unnatural life. But you think that it's right. But see, sex to a slave, that's all the pleasure that you can get. That's the only thing that the master allows you to have. Pleasure in your loins for a slave. But when you're free, there's many other things that you can find pleasure in. But when you're a slave, So this just goes to show that everybody out here, whether you work a job or not, whether you rich or poor, with this behavior, you're a slave. A slave to who? Wow. Now, what is rape? Rape is a man forcing a woman to have sex. Basically, if a woman don't want to have sex, but she would do it voluntarily because she's married and it's her womanly duty, then it's not rape. But technically, because she don't want the sex, it's really rape. So marriage, the institution of marriage, makes it so that this man don't accuse or can be accused of rape. But technically, that's what he is doing because this woman does not want him. Then the woman, you must lower your own self so that your husband can feel better. He's an idiot. He's stupid. He's incompetent. You're smarter than him. You can even make more money than him. But because of marriage, and he's supposed to be the head of household, you have to lower yourself so that he can feel better. You have to deny yourself. So you have to take away some of your humanity, deny your potential for this fool, for this idiot. Just like in slavery, the racists had to make slaves inferior so they can feel better and superior, and made it so that we could not read and write so they could be made or feel superior over us. But in the back of their mind, they knew they were not really. So just think about that. My time is up. I just wanted to throw that little thought process out there. I could care, it's cool to be married, I guess, but when you really look at it, something is wrong in these rituals that we practice. We need to re-examine everything that we do and what we've been taught. Thank you for listening. Jot down your comments. This is your brother Angel Snub 7. In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the host of this particular program, known here on social media as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your brother and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. I would like to send this message to our younger people of Chicago and this nation. And I want to send this message is because the future belongs to you. It is up to your actions whether or not this condition that we find ourselves in as a people, in that it will continue. Your actions will determine whether or not we will continue to be shot down in the streets, discriminated against in housing and employment, and called the N-word constantly, and those things that we face at this particular time. This condition should have been solved a long time ago. There are those claiming great wisdom And they have been teaching this wisdom for a very long time. And there are thousands who believe in these so-called black conscious Africanized teachings, but yet nothing is changing in the condition. And why is that? Because you're listening to those who are losers in hopes that which clearly is not functional, that which has not been able to change the condition for some reason, because it is hyped up, because you can present a beautiful speech in some way or another, that one day it will work. It will not work. And I have explained that in an earlier video lecture called, and you can watch or view this particular video lecture. It is called Black African Power Will Never Be Successful. That is something that you can do, and we can speak on what was said in that. But for this particular video, I want to present something to youth, not necessarily to the elders. And I'm not being disrespectful. I hope not to be disrespectful, because I am considered an elder myself. But there is an old saying that you can't teach a dog new tricks. And they are locked down in what they believe and what they think. So to present new ideas, new strategy to these who are continuing to promote something that clearly is not working, it's a waste of time. And so for you, being a younger person, you should be open not only to that which was in the past, but you should be of a creative essence of yourself. And respect your elders, but clearly how they are directing you and guiding you is not in your best interest. And it makes no difference to them, because they will not be part of the future. Now, when I was a younger person, I used to cry. And I became very, very angry when I heard of the unjustified murder, mistreatment, and deaths, the harassment of our people in this nation. And tears will come from my eyes. And in all the times that this happens, there's always older people telling our youth, because when I was a youth, the same thing was done to me. Y'all keep calm. Be patient. Times are going to be changing. It's going to be better tomorrow. But when tomorrow gets here, and I have seen many tomorrows since I was a youth, and it is the same thing. In fact, it could be worse. Every time you turn around a young black man, and now you are seeing more instances of young female descendants of slaves born in America having dark skin. You are seeing more of us being murdered outright in these streets. And who knows what we don't know that is happening over and over again. So when I began my ministry on the internet in late 2007, I have suggested to the youth that you only have a few solutions available to you. You must take it upon yourself to take the correct action, of which is the real solution, is to separate yourselves from these races, or you conquer your oppressor, which most of you don't have the heart to do that, or we should shut up and stop complaining, stop marching, stop all this senseless protesting that is not going to do anything. Just shut up and take it. And be a good slave like we have been for the last going on 500 years. So I no longer shed tears. I have empathy for the brother who was killed in Chicago, Baltimore, Trayvon Martin and Sean Bell, and all our brothers and sisters who have been murdered, unjustified. However, when you have been warned, do not step out into the street. A car is coming, but you decide to step out into the street and you get hit by that car. Do you really expect sympathy when you have been warned? You decided that it's not going to happen to me. If a chicken lived with a fox, is it not common sense to expect that that fox will eat some of the chickens? You live with races that don't like us. Never have. This is a proven fact for over 300 years. Do you really expect them to change anytime soon, if not at all? So they must eat some of us now and then. It is not a shock. In 2015, the leadership comes out and they tell you to stay calm while your blood rises in the street. Your elders have failed you because your elders are cowardly. Your elders do not want to do what is correct in order to change the future and the destiny of us as a people, because they have become comfortable slaves. And I know that in your heart, you are tired of this. And you do not wish to continue this humiliation and degradation. Why should you have to continue to take this? Well, if you take up arms, if you become violent, they will kill you. That is the reason why you're angry, because they are killing you. This is the reason why you are rising up and protesting in the street, because they are killing you. And they have been killing us for over 400 years. You're already dying. What do we have to lose? It is a saying that a brave man dies one time, but cowards die many, many times. And that is what you see in black leadership and our people all over this nation. Cowards. There are 17 to 70 million black people in this nation. The streets should be filled with us. But you don't want to lose your job. Yet and still, Dr. King was your example. Dr. King went to jail. Dr. King lost his life. There were children. There were children in the 1960s that decided to go to jail. And they faced dogs and fire hoses. And here you are, you become a coward. Don't you talk about Dr. King. You're a hypocrite. We have a right to defend ourselves against that which is harmful, detrimental, that which threatens our life and the life of our loved ones. Don't you love your mother? Don't you love your father, your sister, your cousins? But yet and still, we are gunned down in the streets. And you listen to somebody talk about calm down, when you should be getting angry. And you should be getting tired, as our sister Fannie Lou Hamer used to say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. It is foolish to just get silly and start tearing things up and attacking people and things of this nature. That's foolish. However, if you act in an organized manner and act smart, and if necessary, be willing to give your life for the struggle, then it takes on a whole different dynamic. Don't let these black leaders and these people continue to tell you to calm down. When the reason why you are really calm is because they are putting you in a casket, lowering you in a grave, and you are going to be calm forever. Well, what about black on black crime? What about pink on pink crime? What about Mexican on Mexican crime? You always will have, so what? That has nothing to do with a Caucasian pink police officer gunning us down. That's a separate issue, and that will be dealt with also. That foolishness must be stopped. We must stop the killers of us regardless to their skin color. We will not be calm in that regard either. So your time is coming. You need to join us in this and get this beast off our back once and for all. How can the races, how can the pink in the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Realities Tip on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the gatekeeper or the host of this particular program. Found here on social media, I am known as the mighty Angel Snup Nup 7. I am your brother and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. I want to speak about one of our brothers that many of us know of since coming to social media, YouTube, Facebook, and perhaps other various places, including his own website, KingNobleBlackMessiah.com, something like that. Y'all look it up. In fact, that's who I would like to talk about within the parameter of these few minutes. Our brother, King Noble Black Supremacy. There are many who admire and respect the intelligence of King Noble Black Supremacy. Then there are those who dislike him. Wherever you find yourself, that's for you to determine. However, speaking from my own experience with King Noble, and of course, I do not agree with some of the things that he teaches, nor does he agree with many of the things that I say. However, King Noble is the only brother that has some type of popularity here on social media that has interacted with me, and I can speak my mind about his opinion or his teaching, and he does not get angry. Nor has he done anything to avoid interaction with me. In fact, he came to my channel a long time ago with questions, question after question. And I am like, who is this man that, or person that keeps coming to my channel with these questions? And I gave an answer if it was possible. And I guess that answer was enough to satisfy that inquiry. However, you have countless people on this media that get upset when you ask too many questions. And that is the person. These are the people that you need to watch out for. Those who get angry when they get questioned. Because those who don't like questions, those who don't like inquiry, those who don't like what they talk about, examine and torn down and really analyze, these are the people that you need to watch out for. The subject of this video is, does King Noah have the right to challenge? I say yes. You have the right to question. You have the right to analyze. You have the right to debate or challenge any information that is brought to you. That is in the excuse me, that is in the public arena. Why wouldn't you? If you don't want to be questioned, keep your stuff, keep what you're talking about private. I have spoken to King Noble on Skype. We have had conversations back and forth. There is mutual respect. He does not get angry when I question anything that he does or teaches, and nor do I get angry if he questions my actions or what I present in the public forum. But yet and still, we are together as one because we understand who the enemy is. King Noble is not my enemy. Angel Snub 7 is not King Noble's enemy. I am not the enemy of the House of Consciousness. I am not the enemy of anybody out here that is trying to awaken our people so that we may be liberated and come from up out of this horrid condition that we find ourselves in. However, you cannot be liberated. Your mind cannot be liberated without proper information, taking the appropriate actions in the matter. And I say that many of the things that are being taught, they might be good, but they are not a priority. They are for a people who have become free, but they cannot liberate those people from out of their current condition. Some of you say that it is wrong and King Noble should not challenge everybody. He challenges polite. He challenges Sarah Sincerity. He challenges the House of Consciousness. He just challenges people. Challenges Irritated Genie. He challenges everybody. I think that's a good thing. And you say that it's a good thing because when we talk about that we should stop having these debates, you said debates are good because debates bring this information out. So a challenge is nothing but a debate. What is the difference between King Noble's challenge and a debate? Except I want to make some money. You don't think that King Noble is big enough where he could draw attention where you can make some money? Brothers and sisters, that's what the bottom line is. There are many people out here that are not out here for your interest. They are looking to make money off of what's the word I'm looking for? Your desire to be liberated. That's all you are, a money maker. I am not here to make money off of you. King Noble is not here to make money off of you. We are here to get ourselves out of this condition and liberate ourselves from an oppressor that is a murderer and a liar, a destroyer of melanin. Excuse me. The reason why these people will not debate me, the reason why these people will not debate a King Noble is because they know that we will tear them apart. I'm not going to put charts all over the wall. I'm not going to put pictures on the wall. I'm just going to challenge your opinion straight out. Using common sense, reason, being analytical and logical. No more, no less. The things that many of these people teach and say don't make any sense. Myself and King Noble, the reason why they won't accept the challenge is because they know that we would tear them apart. Well, brother, that might be true. But see, King Noble, his challenges, what I don't like is, see, he messes with other people's money. And that's what it's all about, brothers and sisters. You have become dollars. You have become a way that some of these people can try to make a living off your desire to be free. Your desire to be rid of an oppressor once and for all. But they don't have the real solutions for this problem. The only thing they can give you is a bunch of hype. The only thing they can do is sell you a DVD. The only thing they can do is just give you a book to read. It's all about money. And if you listen to myself, if you listen to King Noble, then all their black conscious books, all their so-called information, they can no longer sell. You won't be interested because you'll no longer be impressed by the hype. The rap group Public Enemy said, don't believe the hype. And you do all the time. Because some of y'all are nothing but comfortable black power slaves. You will talk about Dr. King and you will call Dr. King a coon. But Dr. King went to jail. Dr. King gave his life. Dr. King was out doing the work in the best manner that he thought he could do, in the best manner that he found. You sit around on social media and you do nothing except go to debates so you can give another black man so he can make some money. So you're saying that money is more important than truth. And in your religious teachings in Christianity, they said that the truth, and I'm telling you that the real truth will set you free. And the reason why you're not liberated and the reason why you're not free is because you don't have that truth. If myself is in error, if King Noble is in flaw, if he suffers error, then why don't you accept the challenge? And why don't you smash and you crush my wisdom and the wisdom of King Noble black supremacy? Why don't y'all do that? And I will submit, when it's very clear that I lost the debate or the challenge, I have no problem with saying, wow, you made your point. That was good. I'm not going to get angry and upset, but I already know, and you already know, that you're going to lose because your teachings, your so-called information is based on fallacy, half-truths, fairy tales and delusions. Things that just don't even make sense. You won't be able to sell your DVDs and your books and all this other stuff that y'all coming up with to steal from the people. That's what you become. You become a robber. You know better than these racists. And y'all not that smart. You let somebody like Tommy Sotomayor smash you and have you on the run. but you're supposed to know so much. That says a lot in and of itself. I wonder how long or what will it take for y'all to get real? When will you get sick and tired of the beautiful speeches? The scholarship that don't make any sense, because it don't. Do you know how many groups on Facebook I've been thrown out of? Not because I have been uncivil, disrespectful, profane. It is because of questions. And you don't want to hear it. Because I'm showing you the reality that what you're talking about don't make sense. It's not going to work. It's not working right now. It didn't work then, and it's not working now. So King Noble has the right to challenge, and he should challenge. And you should support King Noble in those challenges. What you getting upset for? Anybody that don't like questions, and you know this of the racists, they don't like questions. They don't like inquiry. They don't like investigation, because it exposes them for who they really are. Filled with unjustified hatred towards a people who have been nothing but loyal to them for the last going on 500 years. What you hate black folks so much for? But with that said, thank you for listening. Peace and respect you to King Noble and all those who support King Noble, and keep up the work. Keep bringing truth as you see it, because there's a better truth than these fakers out here selling DVDs and debates on the street, leading the people to what? Nothing. Thank you for listening. In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the host or the gatekeeper of this particular program, known here on social media, the internet, the World Wide Web, however you want to call it. I am known as the mighty, mighty, Angel Stepping Up 7. I am your brother, and hopefully your friend, Taalik, Ibn'rad. I'm sorry, excuse me. I don't mean to laugh in your face. It's just, this particular subject is just sort of funny to me, especially with what the little story I want to begin to tell us very quickly. I want to tell you that a few weeks ago, maybe about a month perhaps, I did call Sonetta of the House of Consciousness. I did call him, just to greet and let him know that I enjoy, and I do enjoy the videos and some of the information that comes from what they call the House of Consciousness. And I asked about my brother, Natra Tahuti. Now, much respect to Natra Tahuti. Out of all the members of the House of Consciousness, he was the only one, when I reached out my hand to speak to him, he was the only one that talked to your brother, Angel Stepping Up 7. Much respect to Natra Tahuti. In fact, we made a Skype video together. Natural Tahuti does not have a problem with what comes from up out of the rostrum of this ministry. However, for some reason, I am just basically ignored by Sanetta and some of these other brothers in the House of Consciousness that I did try to reach out to. So I called Sanetta, spoke to him, asked about Natural Tahuti, and I did inquire of him, how would an angel snubbing up 7, how could I become part of the House of Consciousness? And basically, Sanetta blew me off. I'm not going to keep calling Sanetta, asking him this or that. I'm not going to beg you for your friendship. Either you want to interact and be friends with me, or you don't have to. I have not done anything to you. But you see, and you must understand that I am a threat to black power. I am a threat to African spirituality. I am a threat to Kemetic teaching. I'm a threat to everything that the House of Consciousness stands for. So he is not going to help put me out in a more public arena, which I'm here anyway. It's not like people don't know who I am. But he's not going to promote what I have to say, because what I have to say will make what he's trying to sell you, entertain you with, will make it null and void. You will grow up. And once you become more mature, you will begin to maybe, not like myself, reject these teachings and this so-called information, but you begin to look at things in a whole different way. Those things are not needed at this time. They do not spark liberation in a people. Buying books and DVDs and buying houses and even opening a school, that's not liberation. That is making yourself more comfortable in racism. So Sanetta does not want to talk to me, and that's all well and good. Sanetta knows who I am, and many of them know who I am. Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan knows who I am. In fact, so if he knows who I am, I'm very sure they know who I am. I've been around a long time. I've been around prior to the internet, and I have been one of the most listened to voices since being on the internet in this so-called Black conscious community. I only have about 10 minutes left. Let me try to get to the core of what I want to say to us. So Sanetta won't talk to me, but next thing I know, he calls in and he's brought upon the Tommy Sotomayor show. I'm like, wow. So in my mind, I want to listen to this. I did not hear it live, but the conversation is on YouTube. It's on Tommy Sotomayor's, one of his channels, I think. King Noble put it on his channel. So I'm like, wow, the House of Consciousness, Sanetta, Polite, Dr. Reggie, and I think Brother Ankh, the real black atheist, all these guys, all at one time are facing off against Tommy Sotomayor. This is going to be good. I want to say very quickly, see, don't underestimate Tommy Sotomayor. I like Tommy Sotomayor, not because of his opinion. His opinion is a bunch of, really, for real, it's a bunch of crap. And I challenge you on that. I can prove that. But you got to give Tommy Sotomayor his props. That he built this YouTube channel and this Tommy Sotomayor brand. He built it from nothing. So you give him his props. Tommy Sotomayor is a very entertaining personality. He's very quick in the mind. However, Tommy Sotomayor, he is mentally ill. He suffers from a mental disorder because of negative interaction with black women. And this takes his whole perspective on that which he could make really, really true and beneficial to black people. But since his focus and his attention and his sickness is directed only against black women instead of the cause, the real cause of the mental disorder that affects both male and female, then really he's ineffective and he's become a tool of what we call pink or white supremacy. They say they don't like the word white supremacy. Well, when you can't do nothing for yourself, when you directly or indirectly is dependent upon another man, and this man has whooped your butt for going on 500 years, if he is not superior, then you prove and you do something to show that you're not inferior. But at this time, whether you like it or not, this man has shown you that he is mentally superior and he dang sure is physically superior over you. And he used this rhetoric to reach out to other sick individuals, and he exploit other male hatred of our own black women to make money. He does not know black history. He really does not know. He does not know the cause. If he do, he won't say it. He really won't get into that. He does not know anything about effect, and he definitely does not know anything about solution. He presents a so-called solution that is very simple. If it was that simple, then we should not be sitting in the spot or be in the condition that we're in. In fact, him and his self-righteous audience, they don't view themselves as sick. What are you taught in religious teachings? Don't judge, lest ye be judged. Tommy Sotomayor and all these other people that support him, they love to judge and make mockery, but when it's their turn, they can't take it. So I was very happy to see Sinetta and the House of Consciousness on, since Tommy won't invite me, and I've reached out to Tommy Sotomayor also, but since he will not interact with me, then I'm glad that somebody else that's supposed to have a like mind had the opportunity to go before Tommy Sotomayor and have a civil but yet a debate where perhaps Tommy will see the error in his ways. But the thing about all this is that it did not happen. It did not happen. What the result was, you had all these guys kissing Tommy Sotomayor's backside. Tommy Sotomayor says that black people look like apes and gorillas. He says that he is happy when black people are shot down in the street. He is disrespectful to our elders, making all kinds of nasty, profane videos about our elders who only offer an opinion about his actions or his words. He talks about Sister Frances Cress Wilson, called her, said that she looked like some man with a receding hairline. And then you had people like Sinetta and all this group of men, they smiling and skinning and grinning in this man's face. But before Tommy Sotomayor, the House of Consciousness was skinning and grinning in Nuri Muhammad's face, because Nuri Muhammad represents Farrakhan. And why is the House of Consciousness skinning and grinning in these people's face? They skinning and grinning because they want celebrity. They want to be seen. They want the followers. They want the admiration that Tommy Sotomayor and Louis Farrakhan get. It's all about celebrity seeking. It's not about bringing us a word of liberation and the truth. It's about making money and celebrity. Tommy Sotomayor says, I really like Brother Polite. I really like Brother Polite. Why would Tommy Sotomayor like Brother Polite? Because Brother Polite has 4 women totally under control. Tommy Sotomayor likes to see this man, I got these 4 women and they under my total control. Then Polite says that the white man is not a devil. So Tommy Sotomayor likes that type of rhetoric. See, we sort of the same, Tommy says. Tommy Sotomayor tells Sinetta and these poor sick brothers looking for fame and fortune. I'm glad that the General Sarah Sutanseti was not there. I wonder how Sarah Sutanseti would have responded to a Tommy Sotomayor, knowing that this man called us gorillas and apes and wished that we were dead. But Sarnetta and the House of Consciousness, they loving this man. Tommy told them, and now this is also what I liked about Tommy Sotomayor. When they tried to get all uppity on his radio broadcast, he quickly put them in their place. You don't get uppity on my program. This is my house. See, Tommy, he really is a bad boy, but he's on the wrong side and he has the wrong attitude and opinion. This was an opportunity for the House of Consciousness to come around and try to show that man something if he does have good in his heart. Now, Tommy seeks to impress them because see, he knows that they are celebrity seekers. He said, join me. We can join out. I'm bigger than you are. I'll lift you up. I will fly you on my dime and we can meet. See, that's supposed to impress somebody. And if you're looking for fame and fortune and celebrity, you're not really looking for liberation. You're not really looking for truth. Then this impress you. I would tell Tommy Sotomayor, you can't lift me up. If my people can't lift me up, if the truth can't lift me up, then so be it. If that truth is rejected, I don't need you to lift me up because you lifting me up would be on false pretense. And those who reject truth, who continue to reject that truth, will suffer the consequences. Then, of course, they tried to sell their products, give a shout out to their products on Tommy's show and all this type of thing because that's what it's all about, brothers and sisters. Y'all need to stop believing the hype. It's all about money and celebrity with these guys. It's not about liberation. Entertaining you, giving you hype, giving you food with no nutritional value. You eat, but you grow skinny and you die. With that said, jot down your comments.
My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving me. Like the king, we make it plain and simple. Bringing down the dead fire at reality temple. Reality temple. My black people, it's all about the unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving me. Like the king, we make it plain and simple. Bringing knowledge and fire at reality temple.